Welcome to League Queens.
I'm Coach Jane Foreman from Team Foreman Tennis and the Team Foreman Experience.
And I'm Kim Wanowich from Rallies and Rackets and lifelong league player myself.
Together, we bring you the coach and player perspective on everything from strategy and court drama
to the mental game, the wins, the losses, and all the laughs in between.
This is League Queens.
Let's play. All right, how you doing, Jane?
I'm doing great, Kim.
Awesome. I cannot believe this is episode number 9.
Wow.
I know.
I feel like we just started.
I feel like we talked about doing this so long ago, and here we are, episode 9. Okay, I'm super excited. First of all, I have an exciting announcement, but you guys are going to have to stay till the end to hear my announcement, and this is going to be super exciting to all you ladies who are coming to get formanized with Jane. Rallies and Rackets has something exciting to share with you, so you have to stay to listen to the end to hear that.
That's a teaser.
Sorry, that was my little teaser. And then I love today's topic because, well, I know league play starts at different times everywhere, but for where we are, league play is just starting. And we're going to talk about something so important to every single one of our ladies' league matches because it's so darn common and we need to win these. And that is the super tiebreaker. Happens all the time. I can't wait to talk about this today.
Super tiebreakers are super important.
So important.
They are so vital to winning not only individual matches, but overall matches in league play. And I think it determines whether you win a sectional tournament and a national tournament. That's how important super tiebreakers are.
And so common.
Yeah.
So common.
Without doubt. I mean, it happens all the time because, and you could probably, I would love to get some data from USTA on how many super tiebreakers are out there. But
Oh, right. Good
but
question.
the amount of super tiebreakers, at least in all the teams that I manage and coach, is astronomical. And the amount of sectionals that we've won and that we've lost have been
Yeah.
based on super tiebreakers and individual set tiebreakers, just tiebreakers in general.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see the percentage also. I mean, I think, well, why I think as a player it's so common. I don't know what you think. Do you want me to share why I think it's so common?
Sure. Tell me as a player why you think that we go into super tiebreakers.
Okay. I think there's 3 things because, okay, I had a super tiebreaker today. So I've actually been thinking about this all day. How did we get there? Number 1, I think when we're playing ladies league tennis, all of us are very, very similarly skilled. It's very rare that I go into a match and I'm like, well, they were terrible and we just blew them away. I mean, every now and then you do have a 601, whatever. But on average, I think we're all, if you're playing 3-5, if you're playing 4-0, if you're playing combo, we're pretty similarly skilled. And even if you think you're way better, a lot of times you're like, oh, I'm way better than her. I hit it harder. Ladies tennis is crafty. People have like a crafty point that they can get you on. So you just can't ever count someone out that like, oh, I got this. So I think we're similarly skilled. I also think one of 2 things always happens. We go out, so common, we don't play our best match in the first set. You're tight, you're still trying to figure them out. I mean, that's what happened to us today. You don't play your most aggressive. So you're playing a good game, but next thing you know, you're like neck and neck. And then also, you haven't quite figured them out. Like the ladies we played today were crafty. So there was a couple points they kept getting us. The lady had an amazing backhand slice and would get us on that. I mean, she was a great player. So you're still trying to figure it out. Next thing you know, you lose the first set. Second set, you come back in, you're more aggressive, you figure them out, and things change. There you are, boom, tiebreaker. So I think that tightness in the first set is part of it.
I think I can add to that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you're on the right track for sure. I mean, that you're telling me what you're feeling as a player. And as a coach, I assess people going into tiebreakers for a couple different reasons. I think the first set is kind of dicey either way. Sometimes you're not warmed up. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're nervous. You haven't figured out your
Nerves.
opponent. Sometimes you're playing with people you haven't played with before, and it takes you a while to get too used to somebody. So you lose the first set. On the flip side, and then you come back in the second set with a sense of urgency, and you know that if you're losing that second set, then you're out of the match. So you come into the second set much tougher. On the flip side, I think we go into super tiebreakers an awful lot after winning the first set. And we've talked about this in other
Yes.
podcasts. We talk about the dreaded let up on the second set, the first
Right.
few games. So that's a big reason why we go into super tiebreakers after the first set won is because of the second set let up.
Right. You're
So
like,
I
"I
mean, we
got
talked about,
this,"
yeah,
and you don't even realize it that you've let up, you're not thinking as much, and also, again, ladies tennis, they're smart, they're crafty, so don't ever underestimate that they figured you out, and they're gonna come
yeah.
back
No,
stronger,
we're
and
they're
we mess that up.
battling. They're
It's all a
battling.
battle.
So let me peel the onion back a little bit and talk about like tiebreakers in general. Breakers have not always been in existence. Set tiebreakers always have, but super tiebreakers are actually in modern time history fairly new. I mean, we always played third sets. We never played a tiebreaker in lieu of a third set. Right now they're shortening our matches by instituting a tiebreaker, and instead of making it just a 7-point tiebreaker, they want to make it something a little bit more substantial. So they instituted this 10-point tiebreaker instead of a third set, which is very difficult. You've just battled maybe close to 2 hours of match play, and now your whole match comes down to the first 1 to 10. So it's a very difficult situation. So also just for everybody's, TMI information, or if it is TMI or if they want this information, league play is the only venue that plays the Komen style tiebreaker.
Wow.
Every other tennis venue, from junior tennis to high school tennis to college tennis to pro tennis, play your traditional tiebreaker. And I don't even understand. You play the same amount of points, but you play, for instance, the play is a little bit more fluent. For instance, you play 6 points, then you switch sides.
Wow. I don't
Yeah.
think I'd ever had any idea there was a different tiebreaker played but
Yeah,
this
it's called the
season.
Komen tiebreaker for league play, and you play a tiebreaker. So, it's really odd for me to see at least, why league play has that. I've always asked that question too. I ask it to organizers or to league,
Mhm.
and they come up with some
Yeah, what is the
flaky
answer? Why is it
flaky answer as to they think it's fairer about they want to make it fairer for you to switch sides and be on each side of the court equally to the amount of servers. So think about it. Just, we serve one ball, then you 1 point, you switch sides. You
Yeah,
don't do that. You know, you may serve 1 point, but the other team gets 2 points, and then the other team gets two in the
right.
regular
It's
tiebreaker.
so wonky, and then you forget where you are, and then you're like, "Shit, do
Right.
we switch now? Wait, what is," and then you're adding it up, you're like, Wait, we just
Yeah.
played 3, 4."
So at 6 points, you switch sides. So I think part of the confusion is the amount of times you have to switch
The switching
sides,
sides, yes.
and where in the regular tiebreaker, you switch at 6, you switch at 12, and then you switch at 18
Huh,
every 6 points.
yeah.
So it's just a little history on or the difference between regular tiebreakers and Komen
Interesting, never
tiebreakers.
knew
Yeah,
this.
just a little fun facts. Team forming fun facts.
Fun facts. Who knew? I
All
really
right.
had no idea.
Yeah. So I mean, I put a lot of weight. I put a lot of weight on my coaching on super tiebreakers, and I actually even have done clinics on how to play super tiebreakers, where my clinic is based on just playing super tiebreakers and how to play them. And so that's how much weight I put on the importance of winning these super tiebreakers. And the momentum shifts, when you win that second set, okay? you want to keep moving and you want to keep going and you want to go right into that super tiebreaker. Then all of a sudden, everything comes to a complete halt because the girls have to go to the bathroom and they have to take that break, quote, break,
Well,
unquote.
yeah, it never
That
just rolls right
no,
into
it
it.
hardly
No.
rolls over,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's a smart tactic
Yep.
because if you're lost that second set, you wanna do something to break that momentum, and if you can get a 2-minute break, take it. So there's lots of physical and mental things that you can approach a tiebreaker that I'm going to talk about. But the first thing that I want to do for our viewers and for our listeners that I think is super important is I want to ask you because I was really happy when you texted me today and I was really happy to see you're like, "Hey Jane, I know we're going to be talking about tiebreakers. Guess what? I won my match today at 13-11 in the tiebreaker.
13-11.
So I think this is a really perfect opportunity for you and I'll chime in afterwards, but I want you to share with our listeners and our viewers you as a player because that's who's listening. That's who's listening to this podcast right now is you. And I want you to kind of walk us through for the next few minutes of your feelings, a few of the shots, and then afterwards, I'm gonna come back with some really good tips of what players can do and not do to help them win super tiebreakers. So the floor, you're
The
up.
floor is me. Okay. So let me just think back to how it went. First of all, we were the ones with the momentum. Lost the first set. It was very tight. Like I said, they were crafty, so we had some figuring out to do. We figured it out. We won the second set 6-2. Great players, though. If they listen to this, like, we had such a great match, great players. I'm a little uncomfortable sometimes talking about because people know me and they're like, "Oh gosh, is she gonna talk about me on her Instagram or on her podcast?" But we had such a good match, and these ladies were great
Talk.
players.
I'm willing to talk about anybody on the podcast. So anybody listening, anything that you've said or done, it's not filtered with me. So be careful. Go ahead.
Jane will throw you under the bus. I will be nice unless you were a jerk on the court. I'll throw you under the bus. But these ladies, we had a great match. Great, great match. So we are the ones that came in with the momentum. We're like, we figured this out. No letting up. Be confident. And then I think this is super common in a tiebreaker. One quirky miss hit on our part should have been a great volley. It just was a miss hit. That's all there is to it. We make mistakes. So like a silly error and then um a great point and then a net flub like bings the net and dribbles over down 3, boom, just like that. So
Yeah.
that is part of what happens in a tiebreaker is you don't have a lot of time and next thing you know a miss hit, a fluke shot, one great shot, you're down and now you're always on the fight back. So we were always like
So that's
crawling
yeah.
back, and that is so much harder than if it goes your way and you're like 3-0, 4-1, 5-1.
So let me stop you there for a
Okay.
second because this is the beginning of a tiebreaker. So I'm as your coach, I'm going to ask you, tell me, all right, so these things happen. You're down 3-0 in the tiebreaker. We always say get a good jump on it. Get a good jump.
Yeah, and then you
But
don't.
it's not that easy. So you're down
Not that
0-3.
easy.
So what did you do? Did you come together with your partner? Tell me what was done at that point.
Yes, I will say I give my partner and I lots of kudos today. I'm going to make her listen to this because I'm giving her props. I give us lots of props. We had lots of good communicating, and we were like, stay in it. It's easy right now to be like your heart rate gets up and you're going to play tight. But we were like, we already know what happens if we play tight. So we reminded ourselves we had just played a set very confidently. We reminded ourselves between every point what were the crafty shots that each of them that we had figured out from before kept like we were like you can't just return it. We learned so much in the first 2 sets. This one always does this. This one has that backhand slice. If we hit it here, here's what we have. We kept reminding ourselves what we had like figured out. And we're like, we can't unfigure that out. We can't forget it. So I think we did a good job of just remembering what we
Yeah,
did in
but
the second set.
but I mean, I'm talking on a more Like, I mean, this is split second. You don't have I mean, you're talking to each other like you're just and
Well,
you
we
got
said it quickly,
yeah,
but we
yeah,
did
but you're just like so basically you're just saying, "Hey, listen, we know what to do. We won that yeah, we just stick to our guns and just kinda plug away at it."
yeah.
And
Like, if you hit to her backhand, we know that slice is coming. I'm moving in and pinching the net, but I gotta cover the alley.
right,
So
so you're
don't
just
forget.
reminding yourselves of
We
stuff.
just
Okay.
remind ourselves of these little things. Don't forget, I'm covering the alley. You gotta be more middle, which is something that they gotten us on in the first set. So the things that we picked up was very quick reminders, got it, because you don't wanna get tight and then forget what you figured out. So I think we did that, and then we kept our aggression up. I kinda think you black out a little bit in the middle when you're crawling back, but next thing I know, we were, um, always fighting like 4, 5, 5, 6. I actually remember it being 6, 7 because of the whole 6, 7 thing, and I remember being, like, laughing and saying, "Oh, do you guys have little kids? 6, 7," and no one laughed, so I was like, "Oh, maybe." I don't know.
Funny, Kim.
I was like, "Oops, never mind," and we're all older now, and they don't have little kids, neither do I, just know about the 6, 7. So, anyway, it didn't go over very well, and probably laughing kept me calm. So, that probably did work in my favor. So, there was that, but we were always, like, fighting that one under. And then I will say what happened is we finally got up and it was 10-9, and I was serving for match point, and we had a great point. Her ball went in the net. My mind was we just did it 11-9, and then the ball dribbled over, and I was like, I can't believe that just happened. That was a complete fluke. It's 10-10.
So
Now we
she had a net cord at 10-9.
She had a net cord at 10-9,
Okay.
and I thought we were done. So now we're at 10-10. And then, I think after that yeah, then we were up 11-10, and then it was 11-11. I don't remember what happened, I couldn't possibly tell you, and then it was 12-11. My partner was serving, I did the same thing, I said, "Don't forget, when you hit that deep ball, she's gonna hit her slice and go down the alley, and I'm moving in," and that's exactly what happened. She hit a deep ball, I moved straight in, covered the alley, and hit an angled volley for the win, and the crowd went wild, and we won
So so let me just give you at least my like if you know as you texted me this morning. So I'm gonna be your coach right now,
Okay,
and I'm gonna tell you um
what did I do wrong?
some really good things that you did in that tiebreaker to ultimately win. I mean, at the end of the day, I think tiebreakers are a 50-50 chance that you can win. That's
Yeah,
why I think we need to, from a coach's perspective, we need to avoid tiebreakers at all cost.
yeah,
And it
yeah, for
unless
sure.
unless you have to have a tiebreaker. So obviously we if you've lost the first set, we shoot for the tiebreaker. Won the first if you've won the first set, we do everything in our power not to go into a
To
super
not go
tiebreaker.
there, to not go there.
After you've won the first set, super tiebreakers are not super friends. Okay, we don't want that tiebreaker. But putting that
No,
aside, so we're in a super tiebreaker. We got there, whatever, which way we got there. The really good thing, okay, from a coach's perspective that you did was even after you were down 3-0, you held your shit together. You didn't like, you didn't it's not like you got mowed over. There were fluky things that happened,
right,
and you kept it together, and that was okay. But the really important things that you need to do is you need to stay at a minimum within 1 point of your opponents, and 2 points at the very, very most, because once you get into that 3-point range, it's very, very difficult.
it's hard.
And
And I think at one point we were 6-3. We were 3-0, and then we fought back, and then we were 6-3. We were always down.
you were down
No,
6-3.
we
Okay,
were
you were down
down. I
6-3.
remember it being
So
6-3. We
it's
were
really
down. It was so stressful. We were down
right.
the whole time.
It's really, you so keeping that mental aspect of a super tiebreaker, the way to do that is like you can't you it's easy to say, okay, we gotta win this point, we gotta win this point, we gotta do
Yeah,
that. But if you think about in terms of everybody has two serves except for the first one. Everybody has two serves. And if you focus on your partner and obviously, you stay communicating, but if you want to keep superficial things going mentally, just say, hey, listen, we just need to get one of those points, you know. So it keeps it within that 1 point range of or getting closer, pecking away at it. So
Yeah,
now if you get yourself so far down as 3 points or 4 points,
it's
now
hard.
you're getting into SOS desperate mode,
Yes.
and you have to stay close. So that's a key factor in these
Yeah.
tiebreakers,
Because then
staying
you play
close with
even
them.
tighter, and
Yeah,
that is a terrible that's
right. So
terrible.
the thing that you did was after you're scraping and clawing in the heart of the tiebreaker, in the meat of the tiebreaker, you were neck and neck and you were staying close with them.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
the 6-5, 7-6, you were doing that all the way to the end and you held it together, which could have gone either way. And you did a great job keeping it together. Um, so, going my tips, I want to give some good hearty tips that will jolt your opponents and help you play these tiebreakers
Awesome.
mentally and physically.
This is
First
so
thing
super
is
important to have tips about it because you really do just kinda go in there and you're like, "We
hope.
just" Yeah, like, we gotta keep our confidence, we
One
gotta
of
remember,
Right.
but
Those are very
yeah,
I call those are like Captain Obvious things, right? Those are Captain Obvious things, but,
yeah, but
I
specific
think if you had
tips.
some tools just like I share strategy and tactics and things like
Yeah,
that, I'd love to share some of these.
yeah, let's go.
One of them is that, if you've lost the 2nd set, okay, I would love for you to jolt them and switch sides for the tiebreaker. I think that jolts them. It's a little bit of risk on your part because you've won the 1st set with the positions you like, but
Yeah,
that makes them look at something little different, and they're gonna need a little adjustment. And for everybody listening, that's why it's super important for you to practice on each side of the court.
yeah, it really is.
You could you could be a predominant ad side player or deuce side player, but for super tiebreakers, tennis life in general, I think it's advantageous for you to practice and feel comfortable enough to play a super tiebreaker in each position. So,
That's so smart. I will say they changed positions in the tiebreaker,
okay.
so it'll be
So,
good for them to listen to this and know they did the right thing. They did
yeah, I
change
mean, it's
positions.
just a suggestion, and nothing's 100% foolproof, but it gave him a chance. So that's a one tactic. Another tactic is this is a mental tactic is what I had mentioned earlier, staying within 1 point of your opponents or staying 1 point ahead or 1 point below. I think if you keep that sense of urgency from very first point, I think a lot of times you're going to find yourself up 4-1, 3-1, 4-1.
That's interesting.
You're going to start taking the lead because you're going to keep that sense of urgency in your mind, knowing you have to get one of the points off of the serving side and you have to get one of the points off of the receiving side. I'm
So
just
you're like,
asking.
calm down. Don't try to be like, we got to get this, 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 and this. You're saying like,
No,
calm down,
1 point,
and you got to get one of the two serves. You got to
one
get
of the
one of the
two
two receives.
serves or one of two
We're
receives.
gonna do. If we do that, we're
You're
keeping
going to
in there. We're keeping
be
in
in
there.
good shot. You're in there, you're
I
in
like
it.
that. That's a good mental way to look at it
You're going
instead
to
of being
get
like,
some, yeah, you're going to get some bonus
yeah,
points where you
right,
get two of them here and there. I
sure.
promise you, because of that sense of urgency.
But knowing if you get one of the two, you're like,
You're
we're
okay.
doing great. We're
Yeah.
doing great. So
Good job.
everybody keep it calm.
Right.
Yeah, because I will say we all know mental is the most important part of tennis. Like no doubt, we all know this. But I think nowhere more important than in the tiebreaker because you can so quickly get down and it happens so fast and the
Yeah.
tiebreaker doesn't give you a lot of time.
But
And for
it's
me, like when it went so long, like it wasn't a 10-8 or a 10-6 and we
well,
were done.
think about
It's
this.
10-10, 11-11. Now your brain is like, I'm dying under here.
I think about this. I see it all the time. The girls, I talk about how to get a good jump because it's so important, just like a good jump in the beginning of a set. It's a mini set. It's a mini set.
a teeny
and
little mini
it's
set.
a little baby set,
It's a
and you
baby
have to
set.
get a good jump on it because you don't have much room. You don't have any room for error. So you have to stay ahead of them physically and mentally. So
Yeah.
I've
So
given
that you
you
don't end up 11-11 and 12-11 and
right.
12,
Well,
like,
the way you end
that
up
was
like
torture.
the one of the reasons why you just to help you out, one of the reasons why you ended up 11-11 and all that. And thank God you did because you had a poor start.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
not saying on purpose. You went
Because
down
we were
3
because we were down
down.
3-0 right in the
Right.
beginning, so then we didn't have enough.
So
Yeah,
being down
that's right.
3-0 is a poor start.
That's right.
2-1 is significantly better. 1-2 is significantly better than 3-0. Mentally, physically,
Yes.
visually,
Yeah.
everything. So,
So now by the
um,
time you fight back, you're
and
really gonna be
6-3.
close. Yeah, oh, yeah, and then we were at 6-3, so now by the
So
time we
you
fight back, we're
spend a lot of energy fighting back.
yes,
And just to get back. And then you get back, and now you're tied. And then it's really hard to muster up even more to get ahead.
it is. And so
So,
that's why my brain hurt so bad when we were finally done, because I was like, "Oh my
well,
god."
I'm going to try to teach you how to be more efficient. So, how to be more efficient in your tiebreaker is to stay with them. Stay with them and only think about those 1 point off of each side. That's number 2, okay? Number 3 is you have to be able to have the big, dirty, hairy balls. Sorry, Kim. Big, dirty, hairy balls to do some progressive formatting. And
Yes.
if you don't, then you don't have big, dirty, hairy balls. And I'm going to tell you that if you don't want to risk it for the biscuit, you are gonna give yourself less chances of doing it, and you're going to become more confident in the future to do these things. So I would give yourself a barometer. You have to do something. You have to. I would do it every 4 things, every 4 points. Do a something. Do it. A pre-planned poach off the return of serve. Do Australian. Do I formation. Do something that is going to
Yeah.
jolt something that they haven't seen.
Yeah.
Something that's going to jolt them
Like, what are we supposed to
because
do now? Yeah. You could
you
win 2
guys
points just like that, and those 2 points are so important.
you're gonna get you get think about it when you do
Yeah.
progressive formatting in a regular set or regular game in a set, you get like some free errors
Yeah.
because you jolt them. You
'Cause
make them
yeah.
you make them return down the line rather than cross court, or you make them do something. Why don't both start back? Do something so funky so
Yeah.
that you're gonna make them hit a short shot. You're gonna make them do something different. And so
Mhm.
now you're going to take them out of their comfort zone. And that's going to cause an error. It's not about you having to make great shots. It's about you causing
Causing them an error.
errors. And
And
that's
what's so funny is I think we do exactly the opposite of what you're saying because we're in a tiebreaker. We're like, I don't want to do something crazy and mess it up now. I just want to be safe. I just want to like stay the course. We just got to win the point. We are
that is
less
that is
likely to do
yeah.
exactly what you're saying that we need to do
You're just
in a tiebreaker.
you're when you do that, okay? When you do that in your matches, why I hate when people say, okay, let's just play steady, let's not make any errors,
Yep,
and
that's what we do.
let's them make the errors,
That's what we do.
and I don't want you to play your matches like that.
No.
So why would you now switch your tactic and becoming less aggressive?
Yep.
I'm not telling you to go crazy. I'm
Yeah.
telling you to sprinkle things in your tiebreaker that's going to jolt them into missing or into doing something out of their comfort zone, and empowering you and your partner to be aggressive in the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I love that 100%. We all need to think about that more. Ladies, we in our clinics also, we have got to get better in our clinics about practicing I formation, practicing Australian, practicing the hand signals. I'm sure some of you are like, I do that. But I'm going to say a overwhelming percentage of us are working on our just the basic formations. We're working on our ground strokes. We're working on our volleys. I know in my clinics, we've been working so much on volleys. which is so needed and so helpful. But we've got to work on those formations. We've got
When
to work.
a team, I mean, I try to get my team, they're doing it more and more. My Miami girls are doing it more and more. They're they actually even text me, "Jade, we did I formation at this time," and I'm telling them to do it at the most crucial times. And they actually text me to tell me they did it because I teach all these progressive formats in all these groups that are flying in, and I did that. And then I say to them, okay, what are the chances of you actually doing this in your match next
Right.
week? You know, and I'm getting texts. I'm getting texts that they are cutting a bitch, that they are poaching, that they are doing it. Why not go for a poach Kim at 3-all in that super tiebreaker? That's the
Yep.
time to
Why not?
show.
Why
Why
didn't I
not?
do that?
Okay.
Kim. Yeah,
So
that's what we should have
so
done.
I'm not telling you have to go crazy and do it all the time, but you have to be smarter than them. You have to be more progressive than them, and you have to show them that you're not afraid to lose. This is another case of your
Yeah.
mentality of, okay, let's not make mistakes. Let's just be steady as she goes.
Yeah.
That mentality is
Hoop
you are playing not to lose. I need you to play to
to
win.
win. What write that down. Wait, say that again because that is the sound bite of this episode.
Play,
Play
play not to lose, play to win.
if we only would all just do that. Guys,
So I mean, yeah, I want
sound bite of episode 9. That was it right
and
there.
that should that with exclamation
Yeah.
is for the tiebreakers.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna
Because everybody's tight in a tiebreaker. They're tight too.
right.
They have to win too.
I wanna give it a real quick summary of the tactics so people can, because we were talking a lot about them.
Yeah. All right. Tactic recap. Go.
Tactic, just a few tactics. It's like three or four at the most. Number one, if you've lost your second set, I want you to switch positions. Okay. That's a jolting tactic. Tactic number two, sense of urgency on every single point. And the way to do that is put enough pressure on yourselves, but not too much. And the way to do that is you're only needed to win 1 point on the serving side, and you're only needed to win 1 point on the receiving side. If you get more, it's bonus.
Bonus.
Okay, that's number two. Number three, change up your format with progressive formatting. Come to your partner and shake and bake, poach, do some I formation, some Australian. Make them do something out of their comfort zone, even though you may feel like you're out of your comfort zone, and jolt them into doing something else. And you're going to get some free points that way. I think if everybody kind of just internalizes what we discussed, super tiebreakers, and your percentage of super tiebreaker wins are going to go up.
Yeah, I love that. Because listen, I am, again, super proud of my partner. And I think that today was such a great mental game for us that we hung in there to win 13-11.
Hey, I want
But
to, you know what? Last week, I think I told you this earlier. Last week, one of our tiebreakers, with one of our girls in our 3-5-40+ match, they won it 19-17.
oh,
I think that was the longest tiebreaker I've seen since I was coaching all these girls.
that is
Teen
painful.
17. And they won
Kudos
it.
to the
And they won it.
girls.
That was
Kudos
like,
to the
you know
girls.
what I called them? I called them a dog with a bone.
Yeah, that's so
You know what that
impressive.
shows you? That shows you you're never out of it. Never give up.
Yeah, never give up. And that is the mental fortitude for all parties, all
Right.
opponents to hang in there and for everyone to stay in it. Everybody's mental is like on their A game.
Right.
That somebody didn't finally take the lead and get that it stayed that close. Everybody mental game. But what if we and your girls last week had changed it up a little bit and won 2 I formations or 1 Australian way, and that could have been the
The
difference.
girls, I know the girls that were playing in the super tiebreaker, and they knew obviously who they are. But I guarantee you they did nothing like that. I'm just telling you that I think that the tiebreakers will be, because other teams are not doing that. They're not doing the
Yeah,
tactics that I'm sharing with you right
yeah.
now.
Well, and if you have a partner, here's the hard thing about that. And if you have a partner that you haven't played with and they're not comfortable with it, then you're like, I don't know. I don't think I'm comfortable with that. So I guess, listen, everybody, this is what, okay, last week you said always for the rest of your life. I think, ladies, always for the rest of our life, we have to all start practicing those formations in our clinics so that when you do get with a partner that you haven't played with, you still know how to do it. And hopefully, if they're doing it, they know how to do it.
You have to practice those formations. You have to
Have to.
practice. I think you should be practicing the side that you do not like in clinic.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You have to get better. I always say practice your weaknesses and then you'll play to your strengths. Practice your weaknesses and you'll play to your strengths because you don't know what you're going to need in the matches. You don't know what tools you got to pull out of that belt. You
Yeah.
have to have everything at your fingertips. Before we go into what that little giveaway that you want to
Yep.
talk about, I want to just leave like one little saying and then I'll let you go into your fun thing that you're sharing. If you can think about this and it's going to take you a while to understand it, but if you can play physically and mentally proactively, okay? Not just physical, but physically and mentally.
Yep.
If you're proactive rather than reactive, then you are going to take control of that tiebreaker. And honestly, that's how you should be playing your whole matches. You should be using all these progressive formattings. You
So true.
you should be doing everything and everything we discussed that you could possibly do. And if you did that, you wouldn't even end up in a super tiebreaker.
Well, there's that.
If you be
There's that.
proactive and mentally and physically, you think about it when you're playing chess, you're making a move in accordance what you think is happening after that move. And that's how you should be playing tennis, physically and mentally. Okay, I'll leave everybody with that
It's so
notion.
true. I would say the last thing is that when we finished our match today, we said, they always say that tennis is a game for smart people. And we were like, our brains were more tired than our physical bodies because we were all thinking so much about what we should be doing. And this is not just a sport of practice those drills and get your skills. You are so right. We have to mentally stay calm, but we have to be smart because everybody you play is so good. I think I've learned you always hope for the maybe they just won't be so good and we'll just win to everybody you play is good and everybody you play has some kind of little skill that they're really good at, especially as you get older. Because when you get older, people have played like freaking long time and they have little crafty skills. All right, guys, this is super exciting. So you all know
It's super
rallies.
exciting because of the super tiebreaker.
Super exciting. You all know Rallies and Rackets, we sell all the cute merch. So we have designed a brand new collection. Go to ralliesandrackets.com. You will see it. It is there. It is adorable. It is our new city collection. We are designing all types of there's 4 different designs, and then there's, I think, 4 or 5 different cute styles of sweatshirts and hoodies, but more not performance wear, cute, stylish things that will represent the city that you play tennis. So where does this come in? If you guys are going to get formanized, we're going to have a special discount. You can get it from Jane that you can use if you want to get cute merch to represent your city when you
Yeah.
go get formanized for Jane.
We'll make a post of it. I mean, it's 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 amazing to me. Like I just had a group that just we finished today from 30A and they were the best dressed, formanized group.
Ooh, I
They
can't wait to
came
see what they wore.
I'm gonna post it. They came all geared out with formanized. I'm
I love it.
not real thrilled with the name of their team,
What was
but
their
their
we don't
name
have to say.
Do you want me to tell you the name of the team? But
I don't
that's
know.
okay. I don't know if I should, but I will anyway. First of all, they're awesome girls. We had a great time. They got formanized. They were great players. But the name of their team was Pretty Little Lobbers.
Adorable, because Pretty Little Liars.
So, like, I was like, girls, we got to get something. Like, see,
No, it's kind of
so
adorable because we all know Pretty Little Liars. Rallies and Rackets, we know that you guys want to look adorable. I mean, we didn't just design this for Jane. We designed this because we know people everywhere want to have cute gear from the city that they play tennis in. But we also did it with Jane in mind and are giving you guys a discount because we know you guys want to be so cute when you go get formanized and you're going to be on Instagram and you want to rep the city that you came from to visit Jane. So reach out to her if you're going to see her. Also, reach out. You can DM us or message support@ralliesandраckets.com. If you heard this on our podcast and you're interested, we're going to have a discount code for our League Queens listeners as well. So we'll promote all of that and get you guys your cute city collection gear. So that's it for Rallies and Rackets today. Go see Jane, get
get
formanized.
lots of people are coming. Lots of people are booking. I am booking team format experiences. I'm already starting to book into 2027. We've got
Unreal.
I know. We got a lot of time open from June through, starting in June, then it kind of opens up and I think I'm going to go off and do some fun places too. Trying to get to Charlotte, Kim, and we'll see if we can get there
We
and
got to
spot.
revisit that because I
Yeah.
know like a bazillion people that
Yeah.
want you to come here
Yeah.
and we can get that organized.
So, anyways, get in touch with me if you want to come and get formanized. It's a great experience.
Yep. Guys, thanks for listening. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, on Spotify. Share this with your teams. I think this, Jane, has been my most favorite podcast. And I'm thinking our next one is to talk about, can we talk about in a way that makes sense when is the best time to use I formation versus Australian
We'll do it.
is
Let's
there
do
a
a
best time? Does that make sense?
Yes, let's do a whole podcast on progressive formatting.
That's what we're doing next, guys. So
Okay.
after you listen to this,
You heard it from the
That's-
mouths of babes.
that's what's coming next. Progressive formation. We're all not so great at it, and we're going to get better at it.
Sounds good.
All right, this was so fun. I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.